Welcome back, everyone, to VALORANT Champions 2023, live from the Kia Forum. We're going to map 5, which is, I don't think anyone's going to complain about that one, especially considering that Loud were down 2-0 at one point in this series, and it needed to be a reverse sweep, and Loud, Achilles, on the precipice of making that happen.
They very much are. I think that people are going to be happy that they're getting their money's worth out of their tickets right now, but the EG fans definitely got to be sweating their asses off because this is getting scary. Loud are right here on the cusp. The last two maps haven't really been close. A 13-9 into a 13-7, I do believe. If I flip back, 13-8, well, you know what? There we go. It was even worse than I thought.
Why don't we do a temperature check?
All right,
okay.
Sure.
Hey, Kia Forum, you guys are EG fans. How you guys feeling right now? Oh, okay, that's a good question. But now I'm going to ask you, do you think EG's still going to win? A lot of people believe.
Somehow louder.
Or do you think Loud are going to close it out? I wasn't ready for that one. Okay, so I don't know if they're sweating that much, Achilles. It seems like they're having a good time.
I mean, you know, sometimes doubt, it's just one of the stages that happens. It comes back around to acceptance.
Oh my goodness.
But no, I mean, I think they're still in this one. They definitely can rally back from this. EG, they have the potential. But the thing that has me worried is that they're going into a bind where they just lost yesterday versus Paper Rex. Again, it was about a 9-round pickup from them, but it's another one of these maps where Loud just comes out the gate, they get the momentum building.
And again, they look really out of it here on Split, to be quite honest. Loud came out and looked excellent. Aspas was on a ridiculous heater throughout this matchup, and that continued into this map, stepping up big time on the raise here. And on top of that, I actually felt like the decision making for Loud was consistently really good on their attacking side. EG looked like they were running out of ideas pretty early on into this one. And the second half, while there was moments where it looked like EG could rally, it again was not close. And honestly, all this reminds me of is what we saw yesterday, where EG's in control of the match versus Paper Rex. It starts to slip away, and it seems like they run out of answers. They run out of a new idea to come up with. And I feel like I'm seeing that here in these last two maps. The pressure is on for EG. You do not want to let this slip by. Remember, they started the series 2-0 up.
And off of the back of a 13-4 map win. And it's crazy because when they are making the good macro decisions and they are putting themselves in favorable rounds to win, 2E's wins 2 huge 1v1s towards the end of the map. And it's something I think both were against Demon 1, of all people. And when you have that, everything is going right for EG, and then at the final step, having those 2 1v1s lost, and he's so young too. He's 18 years old and he's pulling this out here on the biggest stage, 4th map.
It's absolutely crazy. I mean, 2E's kind of being the one there to finish off those rounds, to really get them across that final hurdle to be able to lock it in. But Aspas, again, we can't help but sing this guy praises given the performance that we just saw from him there on that map of Split, because it was just star-studded across the board. Dropped 30 kills by the end of it. I mean, at one point he was, what, 10-2 at the very beginning. Was just dropping so many showstoppers the whole way throughout that map. 3 in the first half by round 10. It was just gorgeous performance of Raze right there from him.
Yeah, it was exceptional from Aspas in that map. And for EG, again, this is where it seems like something could be repeating itself. This guy is stepping up big time, and no one was able to rally. Remember how good Jojimo was on the second map, and yeah, 400 for Aspas now. Clearly the strongest player in the server. Loud has done this before. They've pushed the series to map 5. Josh was mentioning it, the lock-in finals. It was nearly a reverse sweep, 2 rounds away from doing it versus Fnatic. And what I'm seeing in this series looks like when Loud was in the form to make that comeback happen back at lock-in. So I'm sure they're so fired up to close it out, not just to make up for what happened at the beginning of the year, but also to make history, to be the first team to win back-to-back championships and be able to have a chance to do that in the finals.
Yeah, no, that's right.
It'd be a monstrous position to put themselves into. But I mean, not only that, they also know what it takes to deny a reverse sweep, because they did very much the same when they played against DRX at lock-in. So they know what EG is going to be striving to reach, you know, how deep they need to dig to be able to try to shut this down and close it out. So Loud have been on kind of both sides of that spectrum. I'm curious to see, though, how EG is going to fare. You can see Booster trying to get everybody rallied back up.
I was going to mention that, because that is going to be an important part of this. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not the biggest fan of Busio on Chamber, and I'm a big fan of Busio. But what he needs to do right now as the leader of this team is what you literally just saw right there. He has to keep the troops happy, because you mentioned at the start of this that the EG fans are sweating. Well, I think those boys down there are leaking right now with how nervous they could potentially be, given that they're giving up something that was well within their grasp, Mimi, yet again.
Yeah.
Yet again.
I mean, the pressure is so heavy on these guys right now. And Mel, I kind of wanted to direct this to you. When a series is slipping away like this, what does it take to get back into it? You were hyping up how excited you were to see EG having fun, being whimsical in those first few maps. It seems like all of that is dissipated here.
In moments like this, it really takes a lot of focus towards the good things that they did right. It's really refocusing. What did we do with those first 2 maps, right? And I want to see more smiles and more fun really coming out of EG. I keep hammering about it, but there's a reason why. Paper Rex was talking about it. They just have fun. EG was talking about it when they were winning the upper bracket. And I think it all comes down to really what happened just now when Potter was talking to the team, when Boostio was talking to the team, what was said to get them reset and bring them back into this.
Yeah, but to be able to close this one out, it is going to be such an interesting map, I think, to take a look at here. It's fine where both of these teams have such unique approaches. We've talked about Loud moving away from just the Harbor Viper, continuing to innovate, trying new things in this tournament. And I think this is the biggest example. They play a triple controller, Brimstone Viper Omen comp that honestly I feel like has been really good. They have great ideas around it. Controlling extremities with Omen one-ways, having fantastic stall on their defense, and using it well for the retake as well for them. And on the other side, for EG, this is another map where they're playing into the chamber, which we just saw get ran over on Split.
And it's going to be hard, like best of 5 is a marathon, right? And we're at the 5th map and you're going against such a weird comp and you rarely get practice against this kind of comp or how they play. And it's going to be interesting to see how they actually deal with it in the server because we've been on like 4 hours now, just constant, 110% locked in, focused in gameplay. The calling is going to be, it's going to be so interesting to see how they both interact with each other, but really it's going to be a team effort of how they're going to deal with all these gimmicks.
Yeah, I mean, this was the second map that we saw from them versus Paper Rex yesterday, and yeah, it was a loss. 9 rounds is all they were able to get, but that was also still calm, being the one really leading the charge as far as just racking up those kills, playing that Viper. It seems like when he is really popping off, when he's able to get these clutches, the rest of the team feels that much more rallied up around him. So I'm curious to see if he's going to be able to have a similar performance and really reinvigorate the squad as they get ready to move forward. It's going to be Giacomo again here on this race. A rough time on Split, but we've seen what he can do when we were back on that Lotus. That's the kind of performance I'm looking to see out of him.
It's the Prime Gaming Agents like here, and it's both these teams going back to the compositions we were talking about. Map 5 of a best out of 5 where EG has let this one slip. You saw Boostio out there on the stage, bringing the energy back into this team. Like you mentioned, Mel, it's a weird composition. The pressure is on, and Loud, they have been in this position many times before. They're great in these late stages of tournaments, and they want another shot at a grand finals.
That's right. The pressure is on EG. You had this 2-0, and now you've let it slip from your grasp, and you have to close it out here and now. Everything is on Loud to be able to end this one and end the miracle season of Evil Geniuses. But this is what the sport is made of. This is what we're all excited for. So Kia Forum, let's make some noise for map 5 as we send it over to Brent and Sideshow for the final call.
Thank you very much, Golden Boy. The cider here, map number 5, pushed to the brink. One of these teams will get their chance at history, get a bit of a legacy and a potential run of things at Champs 2023. This entire series has really been defined as well by the attack side beginnings for all of these teams, really. And every single map, it's almost felt lopsided at times.
EG playing bind against Paper Rex were able to pick up the pistol, the follower, and that was all they got on the attack side. That was it. From then on, defensive round after defensive round piled up against them. They couldn't figure out how to break that at all. And this triple smokes composition is also really good on defense.
It's unusual. Okay.
I mean, that is just a spam through the brim smoke. Aspas caught pushing up. It's a great beginning.
It doesn't force EG into anything. They still want to slow play it. The overall game plan that they had. Leslie's got the most to do.
They're also immediately taking out the player that was on fire in Split.
Waller, less knowing it's compromised. As it starts to go down, it connects there with the nade. Let's drop down. 66 health for the site, going to be gained now. Gavita towards them, get that plant down. TP, and onto the back. Orb in his face. Com doing a good job again of delaying. He's just trying to cause a distraction. I mean, Demon 1 is...
He's thinking of going back through the TP, backstabbing the retakers.
Door's already closed here. Be a brutal timing to take. Some spot. Heads up. And he has taken the TP straight to them. 2 years now. A lot to worry about. A lot to distract him. Sadak, though, has bring him down. 4 versus 4 now. Damage still being done to these Loud players, but they need to get themselves into the site. Ethan, he's still close, hidden, tucked away inside this smoke now. He could be the real backstab element as well. The knife in the back, no! He's brought down to his knees, everybody collected, pushed up, smokes to work off, but they're just gonna rely on that raw aim, the raw spam with the shots. Landing all the way for Loud, but no time left in the bank. Series of collections, it's EG who are pistol round win.
If the energy in this final map mirrors the pistol round in any way, we have an electric finish to this series. So many different things going on there, right from the beginning, the spam through the smoke to be able to pick up Aspas early. Demon 1 thinking of backstabbing through the teleporter. Nice ideas from Loud too on their defense. Every time we see this triple controller, there's an extra element being added. That time Paranoia for them to retake back through Hookah. There was a chance, but it's EG with the better weaponry.
Blinded.
And again, a reminder, when they played against Paper X, they won the pistol, they won the follow-up on the attack side, and they didn't get anything after that. So I'm concerned about what EG have going for them if they're not able to get themselves into player advantage situations early.
Loud fanning out, making sure that they keep control of the B long. So 2 years earlier, making sure to farm up the orb as well over towards Showers. So real priority for him to get that ult online. Anything that EG see over towards B, they don't like the sign of it, they don't like it. So now starting to make their moves over towards A. Still plenty of danger though. Designing against it, there's a reflank attempt. Less, he strikes.
And EG have burnt so much time off the clock without actually having any control.
Nade damage. Not enough to really push him out of position here. Jorgmo healed back up, everybody grouped up. Yes, 30 seconds remaining, and this is where it does get incredibly dangerous. Less just spots some signs of life again. Flash rotating around, Satchel Blade all over the place. Inside the tube, they do clean it up. That should go down. Watching for the B-long swing. TP right behind it. Demon 1! All ready for that one. Oh my! Shots fired. Not a good enough weapon though to get through the box to chew through. Everybody's low though.
They're so weak. They are so weak.
Real chance now. Not really going to be doing this, tearing away the hopes and dreams. Surely not. The bullets here. Aspas really making the most of this. Smoke's still there. The one way. They don't know which way to land. They don't know which way to play. But finally, shot through the wall. Offsetting this. Time ticking for Aspas to do so much, but okay.
Incredibly close round again. EG barely able to hold on with fractional health. Aspas with 1 kill there, got his nade back online too. So if that double face had not been perfect, if EG had not had that excellent coordination between Ethan and Com, there's definitely a chance. Loud are still going to be feeling very confident though going into this rifle round. It's an anti-bonus, EG's economy not in a great spot. They're going to try and go fast through Showers. So
alongside it.
They get past this one way very early on. Sadak's going to be throwing that a lot of the time over towards Showers. And EG just want to demonstrate that they can disrespect it.
Plenty of smokes as well for the job. Paranoia, Molly being used. A lot of util pulled out aloud. Tons in fact. EG, they wait out their timing, they can really strike back. And look at that nade, just bounces and perfectly played right towards the backside of Labs. You are feeling the heat if you are EG and not just talking the mollies. Aspas, look down this angle here. Still nowhere to run, nowhere to really get out of dodge and danger here towards the back of the side. It's all good together, still Loud. Maybe not. Aspas, who's there? Another nade earned, got to reposition. Bustio tucking around the corner. Ethan in their faces with the spray down. Aspas. It's 3 in a round now for him. Reloaded. Damage done to Bustio. Don't know where they are. Brought it round. Ring around the rosies. 1 versus 1. Time. Starting to hear it. Les knows is out. It has to be a half stick all the way through. Getting off a bit.
What a round! Red Bull clutch from Bustio to clean that one up. EG came in with almost nothing.
much to the excitement. Almost all of the fans here at the Kia Forum.
Rooting for the team.
Yeah, of course, rooting for them. Hometown team, North American.
I don't think I've ever seen. That's where the chant started. I don't think I've ever seen a round go down that heavily inside lamps. There were like 6 players brawling in lamps there on the retake. Very unusual scenes. So this time, one way thrown over towards Showers, and Tuiz is going to defend that. A lot of the time, Tuiz is going to burn his molly early in that spot too. So Loud with good information over towards A, deep down short and deep in Showers, can stack 3 on B.
They run into Aspas. Might be in danger. Again, because of the ultimate's been talking about it. Aspas earning it close to it. Into the corner, he's already let it loose and let it rip! No one able to lay claim to it. Nade rebounding, dodge to the side, Demon 1. Virtually shutting down the monstrous performance that Aspas has been putting up. TPs. Smoke forwards here. Demon 1 tucks himself in. He's able to play this one.
Oh, with the bucky.
No way. It's a 2 versus 2.
All of these rounds have ended up being very close, despite the fact it's 3-0 to EG.
This is EG doubled up towards elbow. It's planted for long. He's going to be throwing. Again, an unusual take into this. Do they have a molly lineup for this? Does it rebound enough? It's a flash around the corner. They're expecting it in a completely different place.
Thank you for your service.
Excellent conversion again from EG. Already performing way better on the attack side. Double the amount of rounds that they were able to get against Paper X.
Again, the story of this series, defined by these teams on their attack sides. The pace that they set. 4 in a row for EG.
Loud is still going to be able to get a buy. This one was them on a light buy. But EG have got up to the showstopper.
Yeah, it was Aspas who just used his, so. I'll do up their back. Up against the wall here.
During the bonus round, EG went for fast Showers control. Now, I think Jorgamo trying to get aggressive quickly at the start of these rounds is a great idea. If that's what Potter's cooked up, she likes to pre-plan the first 3 or 4 rounds, I think she said, of most of the halves. If this is the game plan, double blast back in, down short, with a showstopper, straight into lamps. What is Sadat going to do about that? He's going to throw out his paranoia, but the showstopper is a great tool for being able to open up the A side of the map.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's a bit of a weakness with this Loud comp when they're playing, you know, triple controller. Almost unheard of. EG going to be thinking now. It's more than just belief. 4 rounds in a row. This is an important hurdle to get over this next one with the buy online for Loud. But they've got to be thinking it to themselves, you know. Loud are not just this indomitable force. They've fallen at the final hurdle before. One of the most famous games of VCT history.
You want to play? Let's play.
The confidence is there from EG. They know that they're capable of it.
Tuiz was ready with the molly if there was any kind of fast control towards Showers. And they've gone for the full smoke instead of the one-way. Less.
There's no way.
Barreling down there. I thought he was going to try and pick up the orb or something, but he's just tucked himself into this corner. EG were going for a lot of these kind of plays where they take hookah control and were trying to double blast back Jorgamo out through hookah. And one of the issues when they played against Paper X is that he was just getting plucked out of the sky. But that requires the defenders to be really sharp with their aim.
Jorgamo.
He's in.
Hello.
He's in already.
There's the showstopper.
He's alone.
And he is pulling all of these rotations. Loud. They're wondering where is the rest of the hit coming through. We've already committed with a lot of our players. 2 players on their side. It's Sadak and Tuyus who've got to try and stop this now. And it's contact plays from EG all the way through. Jorgamo is more than a nuisance. This guy is single-handedly winning them this round. Got to bring down Lesto, a TP pivot. He's realized it. He's opened up the site and the rest of his team starting to join him. Les, together, taking a fight. The strength in numbers, and that is the mantra of EG.
What a round for them to be able to pull out, to keep the momentum going. in Evil Genius' favor. Putting the genius in that one. That was a beautiful round. You're expecting something very straight up with the showstopper coming out of the timeout there. They have the understanding that Loud are playing over Octagon. So Jorgamo's feeling favored to be able to get a kill anyway. But the fact that it's all a fake. And Jorgamo's just left kind of inserted weirdly into elbow. Unbelievable.
Nightmare repeating itself, unfolding in the minds of the Loud players. Being in similar positions before, this is their answer! This is the mix-up! It's Demon One who does his best, but against all of that, the onslaught coming his way, Com.
And Aspas from beyond the grave even, collecting the fourth. What an instant response from Loud.
But that's exactly what they needed.
Confidence up instantly, all the way down. And Jorgamo has been trying to take some space over there. It's just full blind, bunny hopping around the corner. If this is Loud's answer to try and force the fights in a confident manner and not rely on utility as much, we're in for an exciting map.
Turn the tide.
One way over towards Showers again. Viper's pit on the other side of the map. Both extremities being fought for by Loud. But Demon One's got under this.
Blinded.
Okay, so there is that contest.
Blinded.
Hello, Flash. A little strike. There wasn't really anything to keep them trapped into that spot, but it does grant them a bit of space here. You can see Com, he's not messing around. There's Paranoia in his face, near-sighted. Will not push him away from this. Snake Bite, Trailblazer. Together, Com, this is ridiculous. Any sort of coverage here, but the pit's down, and here's a showstopper. Round to the side, rebounds, that was the target that they were looking for. No more pit. Get out of this fight. And it's Pesky. EG not granted a free chance to really get this plan down and online.
EG still controlled the teleporter, but should they go back to B, Les is still waiting.
Yeah, but it's back towards it. Here's an orbital strike! Jorgamo! No shot, he lands that. The crossfire set up towards the back of the stack means that there is that safety there. Once more Loud. They have put a stop to it. 2 left standing for EG.
30 seconds left.
Couple plays out of nowhere. Pit was dropped down, 20 seconds remaining.
But Les is still in a fantastic position, even if they do decide to take the teleporter. There's no time, they have to commit to A.
It's a tap.
They're surrounded.
No fights to be taken, no easy shots, at least of it. Less from behind. But yeah, there's really just no time left waiting. So, Loud not giving up. Not that easily.
We saw a tweet from Anders, a guy that's helped coach Fnatic for this tournament, after split, where he said, Loud finally showing the version that beat Fnatic. This is the Loud in the last couple of rounds that beat Fnatic. Confident, aggressive, getting up in your face, dictating everything that you tried to do around the map.
It's being so active.
And they've broken EG's bye. 5 in a row for EG, and now they're having to take an eco. Les and Cowancy fighting over B long, meeting that resistance. Again, Loud focusing on the outsides of the map. Showers, B long, maintaining control over these areas.
Waiting it out.
There.
Again, the money not too good for EG. Despite the multiple wins in a row, they don't know where these players could be standing. Loud's game plan. Trying to control up Hookah. Not towards a Demon One. It's all about how he takes this fight. That is lovely stuff.
Great shots. But the real threat's happening on the other side of the map. Loud still have 3 players there ready to defend.
They just want to send it now. Seekers actually going to be utilized. Still an A being held as fast.
Do you cancel? With all of the Seekers here, you surely cancel, and they are. They're going over towards A.
So Showers control, Ethan. Hey, flashed up, damage, narrowly avoiding it, still close to the corner. Sadak, Sadak feeling it now. Util in his face, all the way through. It's the rifles and the guns, making the most of it. Through the box, chances abound. But it's Aspas who just cannot find it.
There is barely any health available. Les takes down Ethan with just one shot. Giacomo also weak.
No
Could be
way.
back around. What a reposition!
Through the wall, using it against him, and as it drops, Les is none the wiser. What a play! And yes, EG might be low. Lots of chances for Kawazin, but at this point, there's just no way. Con with 2 snake bites, I imagine he's got a lineup. The time all the way here, Giacomo. Is he going to claim? But as soon as that kill comes, you look at that. Orbs up, Boostio from the side. 6-2.
And that's EG on a bit of a wonky buy, still being able to generate value.
All at the back of Demon 1.
Yeah, Demon 1 finding those openings. Oh, this play, love to see it. What a great way of bamboozling Les.
Yeah, so good.
And I really appreciate that EG stuck to their guns on Bind, leaving Demon 1 on Chamber and Boostio on Brim. Boostio had a terrible Brim performance against Paper Rex. And I think that knocked his confidence for the entire rest of the series. They're both delivering today. Demon 1 though caught.
He didn't have his rendezvous down.
It's not even in position they're expected to take the fight.
Loud, not really feeling the confidence knocked out at all. I mean, there's an attempt by EG to pick up the pieces to push through those choke points, but it's not as well thought out. And for all the Loud players, set up for success.
Okay, well, they know where Ethan is. But the 7th round seems pretty far away at this point. Aspas going to clean it up. Bring things within 3.
It's getting competitive.
Make sure to follow my pack in.
EG are going to get knocked back down to a weird buy again. They're probably going to be able to force something up. But here's how this happens. I mean, you look at the time on the clock. That's 10 seconds into the round that they're taking the fight. It's a bit of a weird timing. I mean, you either expect B-long aggression to be as soon as the barriers drop, which is, you know, a couple seconds earlier than that, or being a reclear kind of strategy. So Loud just messing with the timings really caught Demon 1 off.
Satchel play. Flash didn't see anything. It didn't give them the indicator.
There's no one on A.
Yeah, where does he send this one? There's too much to clear. What's the back? A bit of an incorrect guess. That's Sadak. Oh my God! Punished. And
there's no one near.
This is going on. I mean, Loud are going for a bit of a wraparound, a flank place. There's going to be a trademark waiting for them again. Does Com hear any of this? Maybe the potential's there. No, noise is being made. He's turned his attention away. It's up to Boostio as well. They know that this flank's coming through. Still in control of it. Nade pushes it out wide to the open. Les. Success when it comes to taking these fights together, but they have so much more to get through. Demon 1 tucks himself close. Again, these off-anglers knows how to play it. Orbital strike, just buying time. Bleeding the clock. The molly at their feet, 2 years distracted. Every single moment counts on this one. EG again in firm control. Doesn't matter if they lose their players. They had nothing coming into this. A series of ultimates, and that's about it, but it gets them to that 7.
And that's 2 rounds now for EG on their attack side, where they had the broken buy and yet still come out the good. Round 8, round 10, finding that success. So different to their game against Paper Rex. Loud have struggled to hold on despite the fact that Aspas is carrying on his performance from Split. 17 kills for the defensive raise. And it's just not enough. EG are still finding these openings. That one, a gamble from Loud. They only had 1 player in A. This time they stack it with 3 early on. And it's still just down to Les and Kawenzine to defend over on the B side of the map. No one on EG ready for any large ultimates to come online, whereas Loud can get close to quite a few.
Yeah, they're close to it.
I'm out of stuff.
A few kills go the direction of Loud. Always chances, especially with the rifles. No moves being made by EG.
Loud are 12-3 on Bind all time. They've only lost to 2 teams, Optic and EDG here at Champs.
Historically, it's been a good one for them, but this round is going to be mattering a ton. Flash forwards here. Ethan essentially alone. He breaks the talk as well and backs away. It feels like there's so much more presence here, but again, The answer there by Loud, they immediately face and re-clear it, and now Loud are taking up Shower's control.
Yeah, the Shower's control here should end up being incredibly important, because the retake is going to come from both sides.
Yeah, put on the map ever so slightly here. The paranoia, it's all the way through. Spike's still going to get planted though, not pushed off, not...
Ethan's on the lurk. So EG's job might just be to buy enough time.
Out towards bench. Nader's going to be rattled out towards the side here. Again, the players could be meeting them. And it's Loud taking ground, taking names. Kawazin eventually brought down, but it's all that consistency and a discipline.
Here comes Ethan.
Sticking it from behind. Ethan has got to do so much more, but it's just no time. Out wide for it, Loud. Oh boy.
Incredible individual timings there found from Kawazin. Great aim too. Being able to find his moment in pocket, catching the EG players as they were backpedaling. The EG players are just trying to jiggle peek and spam, attempting to slow these guys down, but Jorgamo's caught reloading in the open, and then Boostio fails to trade. Nice try by Ethan on the lurk. We've seen those work multiple times from Com, but not here. A broken buy once again from EG. Everyone grouped up for some kind of fast A-pop.
It's the last round.
That's where the pit is.
It all hinges.
Ethan now has Seekers, Brad. So they've gone for early Showers control, Seekers. Remember how good Loud were at clearing out the pit with Seekers before on split. EG though, looking like they want to drift in the opposite direction.
They want nothing to do with it. The trouble is, that prior round, it's a war chest of ultimates waiting to be unleashed here. Loud holding on to it, even in the middle round here at the minute mark. Kawazini could just let rip with the Seekers to point him directly to where a lot of these players are.
Blinded.
And if EG gets snarled up, the orbital strike from Tui's could be the nail in the
I've
coffin.
got your track.
There's the Seekers though. Go button going to be pressed here for EG. They want to be looking at swarming all the way through. Orbital strike, it's caught them, collected them, the central movement, but out in the air, Jorgamo. He's got no backup. They want to hold it down as well to provide that cover and fire. 3 players left standing here for EG.
30 seconds left.
And what can they do? Slow to a crawl, maybe Demon 1. Bit of a miracle here, dropping down. Flash on there, it's a bit of a fake play. Boostio together, collected, down to the wide, and they angle. The plan's going to be able to go down. 12 seconds remaining, less. Deep on another flank of his own. And it's a 1v2. How have EG managed to make it this? Demon 1. Watching for backside, but who is controlling this one? Boostio falls, and Demon 1 is weak. Playing for the positioning, less!
What a clutch, what a 1v2 for Les to be able to win. To get this at 5-7 in the half. I thought EG had done enough there, the little fake flash in the cubby. Demon 1 hitting nice shots with the Guardian. They almost had it. Almost.
Almost.
But what a recovery this was in the half in general from Loud. To bring this back within 2. A pistol and a follow-up, and this will be tied apiece at 7.
Wow. Electric with the half as well. Let's send it down to the floor as well. We've got a special guest, EG's biggest fan.
That is right. I am joined by a very special guest right now. Everyone, give it up for Papa Comstad 1. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, first of all, it is a long day today. You've been here since map 1. How are you feeling? How are the emotions going?
It's always up and down when I see these games. When he does really well, I'm on extreme high. When he doesn't do well, I'm on extreme low. But that's just apparent.
He's been doing really well lately, though, so you must be very happy.
I am extremely happy. The clutches, the kills, I mean, it's been extremely, rewarding watching him play.
I wanted to ask you how it feels to watch him play in a venue this iconic in front of this many people. They're all cheering for him.
I never thought he would ever play in a venue like this. I remember him when he was 13, banging on his desk, playing CSGO. Who would have thought he would have been playing in this, arena, thousands of people? I never thought it would happen.
Yeah, he might even lift a trophy, which would be crazy, right?
That would be the ultimate.
Yeah.
That would be the ultimate dream.
I also heard that you play yourself. You're nearly plat, right? Raise one trick. We might see you up there one day.
Oh yeah, I mean, Jogimo, I'm right behind Jogimo as a Raze player.
What do you think about Aspas's Raze right now?
Let's not talk about that.
It's good, it's good. And lastly, is there anything you'd like to say to the fans? Anyone? A shout out there?
Keep supporting EG. They've come a long way. This is a Cinderella season. Hi to Mama Com, Gamma Com. Gamma Com hurt herself recently. That's why Mama Com couldn't be here. So shout out to them.
Thank you so much for joining me, guys. One more time, give it up and see if EG can put it back in the second half.
So all the hopes are resting on is EG got to be telling themselves, listen, Loud have been in this position before. They almost pulled off that reverse sweep and lock-in. They were denied the chance by Fnatic. The vibes are back, the confidence is there for EG.
I think it is for both teams, though, at this point.
Yeah.
After EG got 5 in a row at the start of the half, Loud responded really well. So this pistol is going to set the pace. Onzine's Trailblazer having a little bit of an issue getting that B long there.
Faster play up towards B long.
Demon 1 pulls back the rendezvous, just playing off his trademark over there in hookah.
No Showers control, but looks like they want to try and take it anyway.
3 players here from EG.
3 players. EG can put a stop to this at a moment's notice. Made at the feet, that's to try and clear out the smoke as well. Boostio is good for just the one there, still kills to the side com. Just want to tap and reset the aim enough, but he can't claim the kill. 4 players still left standing. Plant coming through, Jorgamo, a real chance, but no! It's shut down. The wider face of the frenzy spray.
Demon 1's coming around behind. But Loud have looked like there are no gaps in these setups so far. Demon 1 would have to take down Les. He's not up to the task. Les too sharp right now. And Ethan's abandoned in a 1v4 on the pistol.
Gonna try and make a play for it, but no, with Les tucked to the side. The pistol round for Loud. Well on the right course now.
What a
Nice
time to do
even.
it. Looking like this should be evened up at 7 apiece. We've seen this series be a little streaky. Felt like Pearl and Split. Loud were completely in control. Whereas this, back to how it felt on Ascent, back and forth between these two teams.
And a nice edge.
Yeah, at any moment, any player can tip the scales. That's a great spot to be in as a pro, but also so much responsibility when you know that any minor error, any minor play can make the difference.
It's daunting. Nade's good. Kawazine, lucky to be alive. TP through. Ethan, still alive. Still holding it down. Okay, Showers control is there. So if EG keep control of this, which looks like they are, I mean, the Loud post plant. Try and deal with a couple of these players now starting to walk their way up.
Yeah, they're actually used. I mean, everybody is playing down short, and they don't have post-plant lineups particularly. No Molly, no big ultimates to work with.
Tap, Paranoia, a bit further forward here. This side is rough. Come! This is more than rough. This is looking like an absolute Loud win.
That's a disaster for Loud. And one of their own doing. All backing up playing too scared. 4 players grouped around short with no Brim Molly, no Snake Bites, no way of playing post-plant lineups, and yet no Crossfires, all grouped up together in spots where Jorgamo and Com can hold.
Yeah.
They can't believe it. They can't believe it. They've just been offered another opportunity to gain control of the momentum and dictate the final map.
The decider of whether or not you get sent flying straight into the grand finals for EG. It means so much for them. been plagued with doubters, countless amounts of it. A chance to prove that they really do belong with the heavy hitters, making back-to-back grand finals here still. Damage exchange on either side, but the rifles doing the work that was intended.
Sadak's trying to be a bother, throwing down smokes, throwing down fake TPs over towards A, making it feel like they could be walking in through the smokes. But EG have dealt with it. Really diligent. Now these last two players hovering around short.
Launching smoke. Right here. Molly.
One-way setup. Molly. Slide miss.
Spike planted.
Plan's going to be able to get down here, but it's still a 2v4. Massive gun disadvantage. Showers ripped away from them. Aspas and 2 years having to double up, play it close together. You're going to have to hit some unbelievable shots to even stand a chance. But they're smoked off. Choked out of the positioning. It's not played for them whatsoever. Full confidence, full safety from the rest of his team watching. It's 6-9.
Tui's is just going to save his Sheriff into the next. Loud have rifles again and a chance to respond. Demon One picks up the operator, already trying to throw a different feeling into this. The doubters, you're right, Bren, have been there constantly for EG, even after they made the grand finals of Tokyo. People are talking about it being maybe a fluke or a hot streak. And I think the doubts were there for EG even, on Pearl and on Split. But now those have been banished.
Persevering versus Loud. We're on the cusp of maybe performing this reverse sweep. There's still a chance, of course, but confidence is back.
Look how fast the rotates are coming through. Boostio booking it over to A, and he's got the orbital strike. He can deny this from coming through. The plan will be stopped one way or another.
Holding for it.
Loud have got to bait it out.
They really do. They have to force out some of this util. That's what the tap is for. But again, it's just waves of it emanating out from the back of the site. First the nave, the orb up. Orbital strike finally getting used, and it has split the Loud players up.
Still 50 seconds. There is still a lot of time here for Loud to work with.
Might just come down to the fights.
Sadak's priming a paranoia here to try and push deep into backside.
There
perhaps.
it is. Paranoia, swing through. 2 years finally committing with the plan as well. Almost paying for it. Yes, he is. With his own life. Jogamo inside. They don't expect it. Playing once more inside. Invulnerable now. It does not matter. The splashes and blinds. Corralling them close to the corners here. Sadak, the last one left. Not planning for him. Smoke in his face. 6 bullets left, and Boostio sticking to the fuse now. Ethan, all he's got to do is hold it down. All he's got to do is hit this shot.
And he does. What a retake. Beautifully played by EG. Putting constant pressure onto the spike plant. And all the while, Demon One just holding down B with his trademark in hookah, watching with the operator down B long. They're never worried about the fact that Loud controlled that teleporter back over to B. There are 4 players waiting here. Very reminiscent of how EDG and Billy honestly as well, the Chinese meta of playing these 4-1 defensive setups.
They're happy about it.
EG got granted a massive opportunity to be able to take control of this game again. That thrifty round that they won put them back in the driver's seat, and they're making sure that they grasp that with both hands. When you play against the best teams in the world, they're not going to grant you too many opportunities to get back into games. Loud know that. EG are definitely learning it. On the right side of things so far.
Timeout. Forced out by Loud here because this is a nightmare scenario. As we mentioned before, they've been in a similar spot like this. Go all the way to make that reverse sweep a possibility. Only to have it stolen away in the final few moments.
They're going to force this, Bran. Wow. They're going for it with 3 rifles, a Sheriff, and a Stinger. It does not look pretty.
I mean, it's...
I'm surprised Sadak isn't also buying, like, a Judge or something.
There's a rifle.
He's going to go for a rifle as well, then. Wow, they have scraped together all the money at their disposal to come into this round. No boombot for Aspas, but a apart from that, pretty much full utility.
Think about how important this is.
Blinded.
All the hopes and dreams for Loud placed into this one singular round. If you lose this one, Conway once more taking a tumble. Jorgamo. What to answer? A lot of that space there doesn't trigger onto any players.
Yes, Loud broke the trademark, but they're a little worried. I mean, that's
really good timing.
Clear as well is so good to allow 3 players from EG to commit to defending A.
Aspas hears this.
Com could actually ult off contact. He's actually going to ult way before. He just trusts the read based off Ethan's utility.
And the Seekers, Ethan's already rotated around here. The Seekers going to be chasing them.
But with the trademark broken, there's got to be a little more doubt than the previous round.
Demon One's pushed up onto this angle. He doesn't want to overplay his hand here, but now here we go, being forced out into the open, even with the pit down. More than precarious, this is the danger zone. Not trying to take this space here. They don't really have the good util to try and clear out towards the back of the side again. It's that pit. It's a nuisance. Can't remove it. Might just come down to the random spam flash into the back of the side. It has to be watched for with these kills all the way in their face. The shorting on the front of Sadak is the man of the hour. And Com barely surviving, repositioning back towards it. Here in the util doesn't quite fire it less. Still there on the other side of things.
The info.
Ping shortly with the ult, tapping it down. The pit falls, 11 seconds.
10 seconds
This plant needs to go down. It's out wide into the open. 2 years having to stick it. There it is. The continuation in the round. Getting to play this one a bit longer. Demon 1. Last one left.
Just had to defend B the entire time, waiting for Loud to use the teleporter. And everybody on EG fell 1 by 1.
These are important kills.
Yeah, the economy wasn't great for Loud even coming into this. So you're right, that is an important kill for Demon 1 to get, but it's all that he'll get. Loud grinded that round out. It took everything from them. I love the play too with Sadak using his ultimate into the Viper's pit, pinging out where Com was playing and allowing less the timing to be able to get in and backstab. Beautiful coordination to be able to remove an ultimate that would otherwise have usually sealed the round for the defenders. Both teams playing fantastic Valorant here in the final map of the lower bracket final.
Just pulling up from unknown reserves. What it takes. Stand on a big stage like this in one of the biggest games of your career. To be able to just hold your own against it. That looked like a dire situation to be trying to plant into for Loud, but still they find it. Force the EG. Take a breather. Bit of a timeout now.
Don't cry just yet. Still chances for either of these teams to make the grand final.
That's what they're playing for. A shot at that grand final. To play against Paper X. To earn the honor and the right to continue. Really just a question of, legacies of history being made for these teams on either side. For Loud, want nothing more than just to be able to defend that title, the championship title that they earned for themselves last year. The other side of things, EG don't want to let it slip. They have the lead. They know the caliber, the quality of players on the Loud side.
My question here is, do EG make an adjustment? They've been using Ethan's utility very heavily to try and inform A rotates. They're trying to stack 3-4 players on A and just leave the whole of B to Demon 1. And it's worked, and it also hasn't. It just comes down to the execution of being able to defend against Loud. But do they want to throw in something different? Put the operator in a different spot? Go for an aggressive pick on sand? So many ways that you can play their comp. Ethan pushed back by the Trailblazer and the Snakebite, forced to give all of this space. Different feel here. Yeah. EG have been able to maintain B long control in a lot of these rounds.
Contendo to hold on towards Hookah. Demon 1 planted himself down. Operator there. Rendezvous.
Jorgamo's going to ult him.
Yeah, off that contact and the play. Towards it into it. Straight through the TP.
Awesome trade, though, from Cowanzine to make things even. Both teams lose their raise.
Did they overstep themselves? Demon 1, who's still locking this over the strike towards the back of the side. He's still got the angle here, but he needs a bailout as well from the rest of his team. He gets the 1 and repositions, doesn't take the TP, moves towards it. Les is there, crouched. Seeking to trade again, but it's left a massive opening. And Ethan towards the back of the site. A 1 versus 3 for Kawazine. No chance of forcing a fight out. There will be no fair shot at that.
What beautiful defensive layers that EG have. This round we get to see what their game plan is if B is pressured. They go for a re-clear of B long with the Raze ultimate, which is a brilliant idea. Goes through the teleporter too. Wow. And then Demon 1's positioning here is great. He's in front of the Viper wall, so he's protected from Hookah. Swings back into Hookah looking for a kill with the headhunter. You can always teleport away. Yeah, they've just got so many good ideas because that then plays Ethan in through the smoke.
Buying the space. 7-11 EG. They felt in control for this final map, the final answer. It's best of 5 that has gone the distance this time. Willing to just hold on to control of this one. Another flash, Ethan has to respect that one, so bounces away to safety.
And they must still respect Loud in these kind of rounds. You can't get ahead of yourself. Sure, up to 11, EG look like they're going to be able to close it out. But when they played this map at Tokyo against Fnatic, they choked a 10-4 lead and ended up losing in overtime. They can't afford something like that to happen.
Determined to make a mark, the nade. Sailing through over the top. Snake bites at their feet, vulnerable duck. Flash blade into the back of the site, Loud. Taking a fight straight to them. Full punishment on display. Ethan, too much to overcome.
What a round, what a play, what a mix-up from Loud.
Maybe that is the key to victory for them. Weren't content to just sit back and try and get that plant down. They wanted to take the fight right to him now. Demon 1. He's got the money. Wants to be a hero.
What an incredible round from Loud in terms of them fighting for backside A control. They haven't done that the whole time. There aren't many teams that even do it at the best of times. That's one of the reasons why Foot end up being really good on bind, actually. One of the reasons why they've beaten teams like Fnatic in the past. Pushes into backside like this are so unexpected and yet coordinated brilliantly. Sadak using this new angle. A Brim Molly down underneath Heaven. Everybody caught off guard. And now on a weird buy. Look at what is this? I mean, Jorgamo with a Judge, a Spectre out here from Boostio. They're forcing into this one when, honestly, the safer play might just be to take an eco and try and ground out 2 rounds.
Bit of a back foot for but a moment, but I mean, they don't want to take their foot off the gas. I can understand it. Predicament that EG find themselves in. Sadak. Trademark. Taken out a deeper smoke as well, just faking like he could be pushing out of that spot.
They're also pushing Ethan away so frequently with Less's snake bite. It's thrown from market. An old Fnatic classic, still finding a ton of value.
Timing with the Trailblazer with Ethan.
Look at these smokes. I mean, Boostio's now going to clear this smoke out, worried about somebody lurking over there. Sadak's just throwing them willy-nilly from B.
I've got your trail.
Here's the Seekers being used for the push. Snakebite actually hits a Seeker. That's an unfortunate one. Com not going to be able to use it to stop this double satchel movement over the top. Aspars doesn't claim anything here. Seekers in their face. Ethan pulling out an absolute miracle for them. But Kawazine, he wants to answer back. He has to. 1 versus 3. And the off angle once more. Demon 1 brings EG to that 12th round.
That buy was so on a knife's edge from ruining their economy. If they didn't find the value from this round, EG were going to be in a really disastrous spot. It takes guts to go for a call like that. They made it work. 1 round more and EG have made back-to-back grand finals, Tokyo to champions.
1 more round. That's all it takes. Sometimes it can be the hardest. But they've set themselves up now. Shut down any more doubt here that EG don't belong in these deep finishes at these tournaments. They started the season. A collection of rookies led by some veteran presence, but they've made waves since then. all the expectations against them, and now on the verge of it.
Heading into Demon 1.
Close to the corner, he's got a rendezvous to escape as well. How does this get cleared? It does not. Kawazin, he falls.
Great Brimstone Molly as well coming through from Boostio.
Here we go, showstopper. It's let loose from Aspas. He needs to get value from this one, but it doesn't. It goes wide. No damage done. And Boostio immediately takes back up that space. Smoke's still there. Satchel's forward again, cutting up the angles. The TP. The backing away around to the side. Joe Cavali's shots are wild, loud. It's crumbling. Up to 2 years, 1v2. 2 years, a 1v1.
He gets out, he has the molly to try and lock off Ethan as he would go for this, but the molly's not being invested.
Not being invested. Oh, too late! Ethan! Evil geniuses! Pulling off once more, a bit of a repeat of history. Loud, on the verge of trying to complete a reverse sweep, on the verge of potential greatness, but stolen away from a team that began the season with the lowest of expectations.
What a meteoric rise this has been for EG. To go from a team that no one expected anything of, to making 2 back-to-back Grand Finals appearances. In Los Angeles, to Chance of USA, out in the arena, EG do it in 5.
Love to see it, putting on a show for all of us, making sure we got our money's worth.
And this is only the first time that Loud have failed to make a Grand Finals once they get to playoffs.
Yeah.
The first time that they've been denied a finals appearance without bombing out in groups. Loud are that level of a team, with that level of legacy, and EG have overcome.
Obstacles and hurdles, everything they have faced, they have met head on. The preparation is there, ladies and gentlemen. EG have earned their spot in that Grand Finals.
Taking down the defending champions, eliminating them in 2023. Revenge for EG. They take down the winner of Americas. And now their chance for revenge on Paper Rex. Denying Jing his title perhaps right before retirement. The villainous arc absolutely continues.
It's at large. It is certainly at large. That series, man, I mean, could barely believe it. It seems like neither can the EG players themselves. I mean, yeah.
That's an unreal one.
For a lot of them, that is an unreal one.
Also from the EG players, they're still kind of new to big BO5s, especially in an arena of this size. So for the BO5 to go with them being up and then feeling like they were losing their grip on it, having Loud come back with such fury, and yet now they know deep in their bones that even when they're pushed like that, they still have what it takes to be able to overcome and get themselves ready for one more.
Yeah. Of course, you know, not all of the players in this team starting from zero when it comes to that big stage experience, but it's a whole lot of them, and now they have proven themselves. This is back-to-back Grand Finals earned for EG. That placement there can be no more doubts.
No, this is not a hot streak. This is not a fluke. This is not a team that doesn't deserve to be here. EG have put blood, sweat, and tears into every one of these rounds. The improvements, the amount that this team is working, the amount that every team at this level is working can't be denied.
I'm just so impressed again. Keep hitting their home with the resilience that's been showcased by EG. Not many teams are able to bounce back when it feels like the entire series is spiraling out of your control.
And what a moment that was, the round that you just saw. Round 14, EG lost the pistol and were offered an opportunity to get back into it. And they went nuts from there, winning every tight moment to push themselves closer and closer to the finish line. There have only ever been 2 teams that have beaten Loud on bind. Now there are 3. The stuff that EG has had to do to be able to put these runs together is nothing short of miraculous.
The reactions say it all. Ice cold and collected from some of them, but absolutely explosive from others. I can imagine it just means the world, the culmination of your year. The journey does not end for VCT, not just yet for EG. We're going to send it down for the Verizon post-match interview.
Oh, everybody give it up for Ethan! Hi, Ethan. Congratulations. Thank you very much for joining me. What's it like to play in front of this crowd?
Yeah, it's insane. It's honestly, you guys are beating Tokyo, I think. This crowd's insane. It's awesome.
I think they really like that. They love that one. Now, you've been competing for a while. I know you found success in the past before in other games, but how does it feel to be able to finally reach this level of consistency in Valorant?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely nice, you know, especially the group of guys, right? It's, I just like to share experiences, so getting them this far, them helping me get this far too, it's a dream.
Why do you think you guys have been able to reach here? Because I think we talk about this miracle, this Cinderella, and so on, but what actually went on behind the scenes? How much did you put into this?
It's definitely a lot of stuff, but I think it all boils down to chemistry. I think, you know, the team's super close, everyone trusts each other, and that's what's winning you games, for sure.
It also seems that your teammates are very animated. For you, even just now when you won, you were very cool, very calm, very collected. Do you think that helps maybe in situations like clutches and so on?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, that keeps the team hype. You know, we got Busio always standing up and yelling no matter what. Draw, calm, even Demon 1, sometimes they'll say a word. So it definitely helps.
Today, though, I think it was a long day. Maybe it didn't need to go on as long as you guys felt like. You had a chance to close out map 3 and map 4. What happened? What do you think went wrong?
Map 3, you know, we kind of just got rolled, honestly. We never really got a good start. There was a lot of ecos, a lot of low money. Split, I think they were in control for the most part, up until the end maybe, and then Binds. I told them to all come back and, you know, dig deep and use every little bit of energy you have left today, even though it's been a long day, and that's what we did.
And I know Potter helps a lot in situations like this, right? In the pauses, backstage, in between maps as well. What did she say to you guys as you guys came out to Bind? Because you've been in this situation before. Bind was the last map against Fnatic as well when you played in that 3-0. So a lot of, I guess, PTSD maybe for you guys.
A little bit, yeah. But no, she just said, you know, stay happy, guys. Keep out the energy. That's what's going to win us this game, and it did. So
it definitely worked. I think for you, coming into this tournament, you were leading globally when it comes to assists. Nobody could touch you. No one was close. I think right now you're still leading, and I feel like your job sometimes is not really dictated by stats, right? Because if you don't know what you're looking at, the flashes coming in, and so on. So what is it like for you to play such an important support role and to play it to the level that you do as well?
Yeah, I think it all comes down to my teammates knowing how to be supported and, you know, vice versa, right? Me knowing how to help them. It's all just that trust thing. Again, I think, you know, we have a really good system right now. So it's easy for me. They make my job easy.
I mean, the timings are immaculate when you're throwing those flashes. And lastly, it's going to be a rematch, Ethan, in the grand finals against PaperX. It didn't go your way last time. Do you have any concerns or anything that you feel like that you guys are going to be able to address to make sure you do win that grand final tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, we beat them in the last BO5, so hopefully we can do it again. They play a weird style, not gonna lie, but you know, we'll be ready.
Oh, I mean, these guys are definitely want to see you do it, but thank you very much, Ethan. Guys, one more time for Ethan, please.
The miracle run continues for Evil Geniuses. What started off as a season of despair could very well end up with them holding a trophy over their heads. Unbelievable what we've seen here today, and genuinely, Mimi, unbelievable from Loud as well. I think both teams gave us everything that we possibly could have wanted in this series. I said they were going to blow the roof down. I think they more than did that here at the Kia Forum. What an incredible game.
Yeah, it was an excellent series all the way through. Loud nearly making another reverse sweep happen.
Yeah.
And again, it slips away from them in the final map. But for EG, I think they really showed how strong this team is to come out swinging on the first two maps, have fantastic game plans against Loud and utterly shut them down. Then take, honestly, two really really, really bad map losses and come back into Bind completely reinvigorated to make that final map happen, to find their way to the second grand finals in a row. It's incredible.
And for Bind specifically, I think across the whole series, the macro has been very consistent, but for Bind, when Ethan talks about the energy, guys, like, let's rally up and get everything we have left in the tank for this last map, you could really see it, because when people say, yo, we need to get the energy up, you can mostly see it in terms of comms, and the micro and how they were playing with each other in terms of micro team play situations was phenomenal. The way they're using utils like U-Haul control. There's one-way flashes in a 2v2 where Boostio is taking the lead early in the game. It's things like this where that's how you can see when a team has energy, when they're calming, and the team plays on point.
I feel like you have to give credit to Boostio, not only for his IGLing in the first few maps to get them going, but for the rally here. It was his performance in the first few rounds of Bind. And like Ethan mentioned in the interview, that constant energy he's giving this team that I think really helped them rally here.
Yeah, I mean, when you have your IGL who's out there in the front lines, kind of leading by example, saying, this is what I expect of you guys, it gives them that rallying boost to everybody else. So I think that Boostio, he was a bit quiet yesterday, came into today, certainly had his moments, had that ace on Pearl, even though they weren't able to close out that map, but he came into this Bind map, and he just started swinging, throwing haymakers, and my God, he was finding connections.
Yeah, and when they are hitting like that, it's hard not to feel motivated in that high-pressure situation. You're there, game 5, everyone, you know, thousands of people watching you here at the Kia Forum. It's very, very difficult to be able to perform in those instances. Both teams certainly did that. But when you highlight some of the players here, you got to give some love to Demon One. He really has been a key player for this team, not only, you know, throughout the season, Mimi, but in this series as well. He plays a variety of different roles, and he covers the areas that the team desperately needs.
Yeah, this guy has been excellent, I think. When he's playing on the Jet, he performs, and as well, he's proven that he can flex around to these controller roles and step up to the plate on those agents as well. Demon One, remember, was a completely unknown name at the beginning of this year. He didn't even start off playing with EG into this year, comes in the middle of the season, and I think was really the catalyst for EG to start the turnaround that eventually got them to the playoffs in Americas, got them to Tokyo, and now got them here to the grand finals of a second global event in a row. And him now carrying that performance for Americas over to the international stage here at Champions is so important for EG to keep this kind of run going.
Yeah. It felt like Demon One coming into the roster and just having as much impact as he did right away. It was kind of like a beacon, a guiding light for the rest of the players. And then we saw the rise of Calm, you know, this player who was so very much in question as to whether or not he should be on this roster. Should they swap back over for BCJ? And then there was just meteoric rises across the board for everybody here from the side of EG. So I can't give enough credit to just all of the players, but as well as Potter, who from the very beginning has just been believing in this roster, continued to grind with them, continued to push them to become better. And in the end, it was correct. So for every doubter out there,
yeah, no, you know, honestly, really.
I can't say it, but you know.
I think it goes without saying. It's like, how are you, like, you start off the season, everyone's just confused about what's happening with this roster. No one knows what to expect. That was the narrative. And now we find ourselves here for Evil Geniuses fighting for a world championship.
It's nothing short of inspiring.
It's the most entertaining timeline.
This is a movie. This is a movie happening in real time. We're all a part of it. Okay.
I remember this moment from Lock-In when EG, remember they won one match there, go up against, I believe it was Team Talon Esports, and they nearly win that match. It slips away from them at the last second. They honestly had choked the game, and then they come back into it, and it's just over. They're eliminated. It's single elimination there. At the hotel lobby, I go back, and I talk to Potter, and she's just like distraught, like super sad about letting the game slip away, saying they had it in their hands, and was just like, I know we're going to do better when we come back to Americas. I know we're going to do better. I know what this team can do. And I think everyone doubted them. I think everyone felt that moment where that was just going to be EG, the EG who choked games, the EG who was like not going to win a match in Americas, and now they're here in another global grand final. It's just, it's the craziest rise I think I've seen out of any team in Valorant history.
Yeah, honestly, I'm trying to think. Esports history. I don't think I've seen anything like this before. I've seen some crazy things. I don't think I've seen that. So for all of you guys watching at home, y'all just experiencing some history right now, because this is some dope stuff, real talk. But that being said, though, let's continue to show you some more dope stuff, because it's taking us to our HyperX Reflex moment of the day. It's this incredible 4K from the man, the myth, the demon, Demon One, who just, again, we continue to give him love. We continue to show and praise his name. But Mel, it comes for good reason because, you know, there are a lot of things that can be said about a player that doesn't show up, you know, in the moments where you need to, but here and now, the moment where you need it, the ace was present, and that is all you can ask for from your star player.
And from a star player that we were talking about earlier, that came from essentially nowhere. Who knew Demon won before he was picked up to EG?
My guy was playing UT and posting frag videos on YouTube, bro.
Actually, though, he is insane. But it's thinking of going back to like the trust that they all have in each other. And really, as a player, and I mean for anyone watching, it really feels so inspiring to see that EG, it wasn't some super team with a bunch of money thrown at players, with the best players in the absolute world from the beginning of the year that we all knew were known quantities. They were all unknown quantities. And to see them come together in months and months of preparation and chemistry, it's so inspiring to think that you can just stick together as a team and just drop the egos and talk to each other, and months, everyone can be hating on you, but you just shut out the noise and put your head down and grind, and here they are in a grand final. It's nothing short of inspiring. It's just beautiful.
Money can buy you players, but it cannot buy you synergy. It cannot buy you friendship within a team, and those are the things that you need as a foundation to then be able to build upon. And that's what EG was able to find. So, yeah, the
same could be set for PaperX.
They struck the lottery.
They're the team that they're going to play in the grand finals tomorrow. The same exact thing can be said for them. It's two teams that have really just grinded it out, and now they find themselves fighting for a world championship. Incredible stuff. That being said, though, unfortunately, it means we do have to say goodbye to our 2022 champions, Loud. They won't be able to defend their titles, but let's be honest here for a minute. This could have gone either way. And on top of that, with the way that everyone was just dooming on Loud coming into this event, I am so glad that they also shut up their doubters as well, Mimi.
Yeah, I mean, there was a chance we could have gotten the script 2 years in a row where they fall out of the second tournament of the year, come back, almost win the final. Unfortunately, they're eliminated here, but it's a great year for Loud. They started off by picking up 2 new players, Tui's and Cowanzine, who again weren't really known outside of Brazil, and developed them into superstars on this roster. They defined the meta. They're the team that started Harbor Viper, which everyone was playing.
They brought duelists and had them do different roles.
Yeah, and they switched over to it excellently. They continued to develop and show us new stuff here at Champions as well. And of course, they're still the winners of America's League, the runner-up at Lock-in, top 3 at this event. It's been a great year for Loud, and I expect that to continue into the 2024 season.
Yeah, it's just like Fnatic, right? It's a team that had one hell of a season. You got a lot to be proud of here. Unfortunately, it wasn't your day. You know, any given day, right? The chips can fall no matter where. But it really just goes to show that you can't really judge a book by its cover when it comes to, you know, what happens in some of these previous tournaments. You never know what can happen in this game.
I mean, even in the same series, we were sitting there like, dude, these 2 maps that they've won have been dominant.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even
close. It looked like they
were
going to stop them.
Exactly. I was completely thinking that too. Like, behind the chamber, I was doubting. And then here it is. And even in the final map, it was by no means bad VALORANT that Loud did. They were playing incredible, in my opinion. They were having some good reads. They were fighting back site when there was util to stall them. I could see the comms and the energy. EG just happened to come out on top today, but full kudos to Loud. They played an amazing tournament, and I'm just happy to see what they have for us in store for next year.
I am as well, but I'm so excited for tomorrow because obviously grand finals, we're going to be crowning a new champion. It's not going to be a repeat. It's going to be a new organization walking away with that trophy, but also a new region because we've had EU in the past. We've had Brazil, whatever, Americas. Clearly, people are chanting USA in here. There's some degree of separation between the two. We had a Brazilian championship. Now it's either going to be a North American org or it's going to be an Asian representative. That is so incredibly hyped to see that it's just it just keeps getting passed around. No one can maintain that throne year over year. And the story here between these 2 squads now having that rematch after PaperX takes them down, after some incredibly close maps, I can't wait to see what happens with a full 5 set on the table.
And what's insane, well, there are experienced players on both these teams. No one has won a title in VALORANT before at a global event. In either of these teams, either way, it's going to be 5 brand new players getting to be at the top of the game here in VALORANT and a full best of 5. We already saw it in the upper final, and that game was so damn close. Slightly different round here or there, and it could be PaperX who had to play Loud today.
I mean, it's the second crack at it here for PaperX. You know, obviously a Champions Trophy compared to a Masters Trophy, very different, a lot more prestige on the line here for them, but they've been in this position before. They have played that best of 5. They fell shy the first time. Is the second time the charm? We'll have to just wait till tomorrow to see.
This thing is genuinely an anime. I mean this.
It's the best storyline.
Yeah, you got Jing. He's going to play his last
he will
match
literally be the last game of his career.
He could hold a championship over his head for the last match of his career as of right now. Or you get the miracle run completed from Evil Geniuses. How's that not an anime, bro? That's insane.
It's so cool.
It's like a
either way.
WWE storyline come to life. It's so cool. In any case, though, I'm excited. This has been awesome. We thank you all so much for joining us here today because, guys, coming up tomorrow, it's the grand finals. Paper X takes on Evil Geniuses, the biggest Valorant event of the year, and we're going to be rolling out the gold carpet and starting things an hour early, which is good because I had no idea that was happening, so that means I got to wake up a little earlier. That means you do too, and you don't want to miss the pre-show because we're going to have tons of shenanigans. The biggest names in Valorant, gaming, and music will be here at the Kia Forum, and a new map will be revealed. We also got a few other surprises cooking as well, but folks, that is going to do it for us here at the Kia Forum. What a day it has been, and for now, we'll leave you with your Prime Gaming end-of-day highlights, and we'll see you for the grand finals tomorrow. Loud have a world championship to defend, and standing in their way is a familiar foe. It's time to settle the score once and for all, and maybe I have a feeling these two teams are going to tear the house down.
Into the back though, spam through the wall will not be enough of the box as well, tracking them all the way through Com. Right click into the classic to win the clutch.
Let's go!
Multiple players now fully blinded up, close to the corner, they're all being dealt with at the back of the site. Kawazine, 1v2, 1v1 tonight!
Ethan, the safe pair of hands, takes things home for EG.
Got close to dice here. It's really going to start to be swarmed and overwhelmed. Team of one, heaven position, ADS. White swing, white face, can't isolate it. That is it, EG taking map number one. Damage. Barely being done, surely enough for the kill. It's just so unusual. There's a flash to set it up around the corner.
How's he got two there?
Jorgamo, absolute magician level plays. Forget rabbits, I'm talking about kills. 2 years. Jorgamo again. This is absurd, man.
You tried to long range shot. Hey, I don't know, man. I'll touch. Evil Geniuses closing things out on Lotus. 13-4 is way more dominant than I was expecting.
Now making a move. It's a flash re-clearance. No good connection. Still 1-for-1. Maybe a bit more good from Boostio.
He's missed it again.
He's missed it entirely, but Boostio still locking it down. That is definitely one way to get an ace.
That was a nice aim.
Jet player won't be getting away with anything. Aspas, though, on the other hand, really just handing it to them.
He's found the timing, slipped through, Com retreats, and it's too easy.
Right from behind, they do not anticipate it, they do not expect it. It is played once more, all the way to perfection! Com just does not lose clutches. Everybody grouping up onto the corner. Aspas still holds his ground. Here's a TP, and here to contain. Loud are not done yet.
What a response from this super team from Brazil. Looking fantastic on Pearl.
Massive advantage for them. How does it get played by EG? Util is here, surely. But in waiting now. The nade set flying, but the flash, I mean, it's over in the blink of an eye. His feet, the reposition of Ethan is quite nice. It's immaculate. The game plan to try and force the fight, force the issue. It's nasty. This is it, on the cusp of it all. It's up to them, team and one. Gotta land it, gotta hit it. 2 years out wide, finishes the fight.
Loud take us to bind, attempting to make this reverse sweep a reality.
Here towards the back of the site, it's all good together, still Loud. Maybe not. In their faces with the sprayed out Aspas. It has to be a half stick all the way through, getting off a bit.
What a round.
Bit of a miracle here, dropping down. Flash not there, it's a bit of a fake play. Boostio together, collected, down to the wide, and they angle. Playing a bit of positioning, less. Bit further forward here, near side is Com. Com! This is looking like an absolute round win.
Let's go, man!
Evil Geniuses pulling off once more, a bit of a repeat of history. Loud on the verge of trying to complete a reverse sweep, on the verge of potential greatness, but stolen away from a team that began the season with the lowest of expectations.
What a meteoric rise this has been for EG.